what do I do? Oh. I can just do that. That's not... I can't get out of my office now. Okay. I can't get out of my office, game. Game. I think that might be a bug.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What do I want to do? I want to actually see what happens when you speak out the... Oh, wait, because you can't speak.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually, we're going to go on the door on the left. Door on the left. Look at this really shitty meeting room.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Fine! I like the broom closet. It has nice textures. Fuck you. Wait, can I open it again? I can. I can open the door. It's a door I can open and close. Okay, that's done.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm not going upstairs. This is the danger light. You see this light? It says danger. Hey, hey, hey. Red light district. Only probably one person's gonna get that. She's probably laughing right now.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Or red light
He
district.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
Oh, wow.
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
And
while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep,
Wait, can
he
I do this
doesn't have
backwards?
to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Aw.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress
make me
on his
stop?
back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
I was outside
Let
today.
me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
I
It's
just
all I
realized
want.
you're playing a
want
game
my
about a guy who
apartment
pushes buttons
and
by
my
controlling
wife
him by pushing
And my
buttons.
job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Mental breakdown. Of course that didn't happen because Stanley's actually not a real person.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I'm
everything's
real.
turning
I
red.
must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Color keys.
And everything went black.
Color keys. Red is bad. Very bad.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Well,
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body,
I like the slow
and then
pan
she
out.
turned and ran.
Oh, that's kind of funny if you say it like that. I mean, don't you sometimes wonder when you look at somebody else, like, I wonder what their life is like? Even if it's like somebody you know or somebody you don't know. It's like just to see the world through their eyes, or who they are.